in a couple different industries to really realize that you can get SEO, you can get it cheap, you can get it fast, and you can get it sustainable. Like, you can't pick all three.
Welcome to the Art of Kaizen for Entrepreneurs, growing 1% everyday podcast.
Hello, and welcome to the Art of Kaizen for Entrepreneurs podcast, where we discuss how to improve 1% every day in both business and in self. Today, we have a marketer that is so confident in his ability to grow your business. He guarantees an increase of organic traffic within 60 days. And if he can't do it, he will pay you $1,000 and give you all your money back in the process. What a crazy offer. Lee Black from Antilles Digital Media. Thank you for joining me today.
I appreciate you for having me on.
Yeah, where are you joining us from?
Here in Charlotte, North Carolina.
We pray for you guys out there. You know, we had a conversation before this started and there's a lot of craziness going on there, but I could hear just from that conversation, the amount of empathy and the emotions that you have for the people around you, your clients. Was the first thing that you brought up is, yeah, my clients are going through some difficulties. So I know everyone out there praying for you and making sure that everyone's safe. But you got your company out there in North Carolina. Can you tell me how long you've been out there and kind of how long you've been a part of that community?
Yeah, absolutely. So started Antilles Digital Media about 4 years ago. Very organically, had no real ambition to start a digital media agency. It just kind of started very organically. I was in business development, worked for several of the larger banks here in Charlotte, which is a large banking hub, and loved working with business owners. I specialized between 5 and 50 million in revenue, working with them to grow, scale their business. And one of the things that I consistently saw that held good business people back was a lack of a true marketing expert. A lot of times in the rural areas of North Carolina where we really focused on, a lot of it's word of mouth, blue collar, worked really, really hard. And I just looked at it like a glass half full approach. What do you feel that's holding you back? Well, we don't have online space. We don't have a website. We're not getting anything through Google or search engines, paid ads, anything like that. So I just saw that consistently over about 2-3 years. And, when really COVID hit and everyone got sent home, it was just kind of one of those things where it's like, I'm at home. I'm still working. These business owners are struggling. I understand websites. I understand SEO. A lot of it was self-taught. And it just kind of shifted where a lot of my clients for the bank came to me and said, I need help with this. I actually helped them with that. And it was just a very organic switch from, okay, you're actually helping me grow my business now outside of the banking realm. And I started making more money doing that on the side than I was for the bank. And I just loved it because every day I could just focus on our clients, their business growth, and I wasn't really held back by anything regarding the bank or any red tape or anything like that. So it had no desire to do it, but that's how it started.
I love that. And it must have flown pretty well from there. How big is the company? What do you guys look like today?
Yeah, so right now we're doing about $2 million a year in revenue. We have over 15 employees. Our clients, we have over 100 clients across the country. We specialize most in the medical field, specifically in substance abuse, but we have everything from home service businesses, weight loss, again, general health offices, substance abuse, all the way from detox, rehab to outpatient offices, medication-assisted treatment facilities. Anything that we can do to really just, like I said, just help our business owners grow and scale from when they start with us and then guarantee results. We just really want to stand out and kind of cut through all the BS that we know that's out there. And just really make sure that our value proposition's there, that we work as a wingman of sorts with our clients and just help them get to where they want to go, which is obviously grow and scale.
I love that. And the no BS approach is amazing. For the entrepreneurs and the business owners listening to this right now, you see a lot of guarantees. You see a lot of promises on social media. When you talk to someone with this much conviction and this much empathy towards the care of the growth of the business, and then has that guarantee in the back offer, in the back end to ensure that, hey, if you don't feel comfortable, you're not locked into this. You're walking into a position where you can feel confident, you can feel comfortable, and be with someone that actually knows what they're doing in the space. So let's talk about a little bit of what you guys are actually doing. What's unique about Antilles? What's kind of different with what you guys, how you're handling your clients, what you're executing on that's letting them get this growth?
Yeah, sure. So, everyone that I talk to that's a marketer always wants to say they're doing the latest and the greatest thing and that it's something so unique and revolutionary. But the reality is we know what Google wants. Google rewards high quality content. If you follow basically what we have, which is our SEO growth blueprint checklist, and you just do everything to the highest quality that you can and not cut corners, you're going to get results. So people always ask, well, how can you make that guarantee? What are you doing different? It's like, we're doing exactly what Google wants. And the beautiful thing is, what Google wants, and you can tell what Google wants and search engines want specifically with SEO, because you can just go to the top 10 ranking websites and you can see, okay, what do all of these websites have? What kind of schema do they have? What type of content do they have? What different types of content do they have? What is it that Google is really looking for specifically for either transactional based search, like a local business, people looking to buy, sign up, subscribe, an information based search, where people just want to learn more information about a specific product. And by just playing, actually, Google's telling you, right? So it's just how do we almost Dr. Frankenstein this and get all of the best types of content, all the things Google's looking for, not cut corners, and inject that into your business. And we know it's going to rank because Google's telling us indirectly it's going to rank. So that's how we can make that guarantee. We just don't cut corners. We get the highest quality content possible. We work directly with our business owners and really talk to their buyers' beliefs as to what they do, why they buy or sign up or use their products, and just make sure we tell that story. So if you're able to do all of that at the super high level that Google wants, that's what we can guarantee results. And we've never once had to refund anyone their money ever, because we know it works, because again, you can see it every day within Google.
Lee, I love it. Taking a very white hat approach of knowing exactly. And that's a real thing, guys. If you're listening to this and you think there's a magic method to find success long-term in your business, yes, there are black hat sprints that you can do that will spike traffic or look good for a short period of time. But every one of those outlets, anything that doesn't go around the compliance, around the platforms that hold the attention, will fail in the long term. So Lee here and his team are taking an approach that is very structured around the algorithm. And as he explains, he's not just looking at what the competitors are doing, but he's also understanding where your customers are in that buying cycle and understanding how the keywords they're looking up on Google relate to the growth of your business. It's very educational information they're looking up. They're at top of funnel. Might not be ready today, but you got to nurture that customer. It's real bottom of funnel or looking to purchase today and have those specific keywords. He's putting the things together so you get a combination of traffic from both the consumers looking and the consumers ready to buy. Is that a main problem? I mean, that's one thing that you kept saying in the previous is cutting corners. And you see this happening a lot with SEO companies. SEO agencies, I believe, are the first real marketing agencies that blew up in our general space. There was more SEO companies, then paid media and creative came in, things of that nature. But today there's such a wide variety of SEO companies, even down to companies that are reselling AI like Siona and acting like they know what they're doing in the SEO space, right? So what is, in your opinion, what is that cutting corners? What are people doing that other companies should be looking out for that aren't really good practices to help grow their business in the space of SEO?
Yeah, so that's a conversation we have quite often with people that are coming to us and asking questions. They always say, okay, well, this company says they're doing it for a 25% of what we're charging, and it's not a value based proposition. It's like, how can we just educate clients on what actually works? And when we say cut corners, there's little ways to cut corners, right? So whether it's making content, okay, well, we're just going to run a chat GPT prompt. Well, the truth within content is, there are websites that get over 1 million visitors a month that Google just recently de-indexed, right? So they're getting 1 million visitors a month, but now Google say, you're not getting more content, you're not going to get more eyes, we're completely de-indexing you, because all of your content is just recycled, right? It's like if you're at a bar and it's one in, one out, it's totally full, you can't get in a bar, restaurant, whatever it might be. The highest quality is going to get in and it's going to stay in there. And Google will kick out content that isn't giving value. So what I mean by giving value, if it's not unique, if it's not updated, if it doesn't give multimodal forms of content. So again, we know with Instagram, with TikTok, videos and short form content are really good. So are you giving it all the different types of content that Google knows will not only bring someone to the website, teach them, engage them, turn them into a conversion, but then keep them going down that rabbit hole, right? It's like, people will be on their phone and they'll get off of Facebook. Okay, well, they'll reopen it back at 5 minutes later. They'll just kind of go down that rabbit hole, or they'll go down a TikTok rabbit hole where there's so much information and content that's related. So it's just how we're creating that great content, speaking directly to what our clients, what their core values are, and really to their core demographic, and then consistently bringing that content, making sure it's optimized specifically for Google. Again, multimodal forms of content, and just making sure that it's really good user experience. That's what it always comes down to, is user experience, because Google makes money from Google ads. And if you give bad search results, if Google gives a bad search result, people aren't going to continue to use Google. They're going to go somewhere else. So it's almost like, how do we feed the beast of Google by making Google money by keeping visitors continue to go to Google? And we know that's, again, through all of the characteristics that we talked about regarding the content. So if you can almost kind of feed that Google machine by keeping people on Google going down that rabbit hole, they're going to reward you. They're going to rank you higher and higher and bring more visitors to all of your content.
Lee's hitting the nail on the head here. It's really, and that's the one thing that we try to position for every type of business on whatever platform that they're on, is that these platforms' main goal is to hold the attention of your consumers that you're looking for. Your job is to be a part of that platform and continue of the process of holding the consumer on the platform. It's how you get rewarded with lower CPMs, better positioning, more traffic, everything across the board. And it seems that you guys here at Antilles Digital are really taking an approach of that and looking at the content development, ensuring that it's quality, ensuring that it fits the funnel structure, it's hitting the right consumer base, and it's exactly what Google needs. As a business owner, if Lee's talking here and you're like, man, this is way over my head, this is the complexity of SEO. There is a complex factor of SEO. It's not just write a blog, post it on my site, and I'll get traffic. It's not the case. And as every algorithm update comes out every 2 to 3 weeks, it seems like now, it changes. And having a professional like Lee and Antilles Digital Media keeps you on top of that ball to make sure that he is staying relevant with what the algorithm is looking for on Google. I love that. But you said, your business has grown pretty massively at a 2 million run rate. You guys are going really strong, but to build something like that, you have to go through a lot of trials and tribulations to be able to stand on your own 2 feet and know confidently this is the right thing to do. Do you remember any, big failure or challenge that you went through in the creation of the company that kind of set you in the pace that you have today?
Man, I'm going to tell you, starting this without having any, again, like desired, like I'm going to start a digital media agency. It really started out of just wanting to help people, right? And part of that was being upfront with the business owners that we were starting, because they were basically starting with zero. It's like, hey, I understand this to a certain degree. We're going to work on this together. We are going to make mistakes, and then we're going to grow from that. So really, in the beginning, I think I think the biggest mistakes that I made in the beginning were really trying to find those shortcuts I talked about earlier. And it's understanding that Google's, one of the richest companies in the world, their algorithm, you're not going to get ahead of it, right? And it's like, how can I find these quick wins? How can I find ways to try and grow and scale these clients super, super fast, super, super quick? And without understanding what I believe to be the 3 real ways you get SEO results. And you can only pick 2 of them. And it took me a while in a couple different industries to really realize that you can get SEO, you can get it cheap, you can get it fast, and you can get it sustainable. I can get results. You can't pick all 3. And there's so many times you're just like trying to push a round piece into a triangle hole, and it's just not going to work. You can't force it. It just has to be exactly what Google's looking for and the way they do it. So again, understanding that process within Google and just changing everything that we're doing to really conform with what Google's looking for. I think that was just our biggest thing, just trying to rush things into it or thinking, okay, well, if I, like you said, I just make a blog post and just have a couple keywords and we'll do that. It's not how it works anymore. And then Google's algorithm, especially with Chat GPT and AI, how they're able to create so much bulk content at scale, and how that's really not bringing any value. And it's kind of like flooding that kind of middle ground within websites and content. So it's, I hate to quote, Macho Man Randy Savage here, but the cream rises to the top. And that's what you have to do. And if you're not getting to the top, if your content is not the cream of the crop, you're going to be lost in just a sea of just standard, substandard, Chat GPT, AI content that will never get indexed. It will never stay indexed. It will never bring clients. And most importantly, it's not going to give any real value. It's not going to speak to the actual customer, the client that we're working with.
I might be stealing that one from you, Lee. There's three aspects to this, and you can only get 2. It's either fast, cheap, or sustainable. I love that. Absolutely love it, because it's so true, right? We could be sustainable and fast, but then it's not going to be cheap, right? It could be cheap and fast. It won't be sustainable. And if it's fast and sustainable, again, not going to be cheap, right? So overall across the board, that's a great way to position, especially in the SEO space where time is a huge factor, right? Solidifying yourself as a piece of authority within SEO is a huge basis of where you rank on the search engine. And authority, as you said, comes from amazing content, comes from longevity, comes from backlink development, aka how well you write your content, how people want to, network back into you. So, I mean, honestly, Lee, we talked to a lot of different SEO companies. You seem to be extremely on top of the ball. So I'm curious at the answer to this next question. Where is the ball going? Where do you think the SEO industry, and for you specific, I'm very curious because with Google opening up the AI answer inside of the actual search index now, where I'm getting answered from an AI before I see a single search inquiry, where do you see the future of SEO going? And if you could, because I don't know this, and if you don't worry about it, but do you know how businesses could start getting themselves ranked in an AI space so that they could be coming up for that AI search answer within the query?
Yeah. So it's, you know, has been running an algorithm forever, right? And then now with AI and their search result, it's almost like a real time what they're showing as in like their algorithm in real time. It's showing, okay, it's pulling up a top result. So typically what we would see would be like a featured snippet, for example. So if there's a question, say, what is I you know, what is a husky, right? What is a husky dog, right? And if you have content that answers that question, gives information, has infographics, has videos, shows what a husky is, you will typically see what is a husky dog. There's a snippet that will come up that will say from this exact link, here's the best answer. So a lot of times, if you'll go and take a look at it, Google's basically telling you like what that top search result is. So for me, it's nothing like really too different, but it's just understanding that people want almost instant understanding. And I always relate it back to TikTok, right? And old school SEO, and you'll probably understand this being in the space, is if you're looking up a recipe, say for apple pie, you're like, I want an apple pie recipe. 5 years ago, you look it up, you are going to get a paragraph of a story of someone's grandmother and why the apple pie recipe means so much. And it's just it's a bunch of crap. And then at the very bottom, there is the actual recipe because they put in so much fluff just to get search engines to understand it. But then the core of that content is at the bottom. What TikTok's done for us and people that will run ads on TikTok is understanding that you have to give very quick, fast, short-term content or short-form content and answer the questions in a way that is actually engaging. You have stop and go. So with Facebook, you can have images, great, and then Instagram provided reels. And if you have really good content, short-form content on Instagram, it worked. And now with TikTok, it's all short-form content, and the attention span of what people have now, it's not 5 minutes how it was 5 years ago, or a minute how it was 2 years ago. Now it's 15 seconds. So how are you getting the best short form content? How are you answering the question in the most user friendly way? And we know, again, videos, short form content, not giving out a bunch, again, of just crap, because that's what Google looks at it. And that's why they're de-indexing websites. I mean, when we're talking to people, it's like, well, these websites get a million views or, a million visitors. Google literally wiped them away from indexing because they're not giving people specifically what they want. So it's like, it's now about exactly what Google wants and what people want. Because again, human interaction going down that rabbit hole drives more revenue for Google. So I really think that's where it's going. Short form content, answering the questions very specifically, as quick as you can, as user friendly as you can, in an engaging way.
I love that. I love a really good answer. And I believe you're 100% right, right? With the attention span dropping, with the consumer base looking for immediate response on absolutely everything, SEO has to turn in that direction as well. And it's going to be a big shift. As you said, mainly a lot of the competitors that are ranking, they have learned the structure of keyword fluffing the entire top section of an article and just leaving the answer towards the bottom. Where I believe with the AI answers and the new opportunities, especially with, if you look at the new AR, augmented reality of the new glasses coming out, people are still going to be asking questions. They're still going to be looking for answers, and they're going to be looking for very fast solutions to do so. I love that. I love that, Lee. And I think you're ahead of the ball on top of that. So my question is, again, you seem extremely intelligent. You're on top of it. You understand the algorithm. You understand the structure. How do you find your Kaizen? For the listeners out there, Kaizen is a Japanese business proverb that means to find 1% progression in both self and business every single day. Some people are listening to podcasts or listening to YouTube videos. They have a social circle they connect with. What do you do, Lee, to find an opportunity or find a practice throughout your day to help you improve yourself and improve your business?
Well, I like to spend every morning, I go to the gym 5 days a week in the morning. I do triathlons to stay competitive. I played sports growing up, so always trying to stay competitive, have a goal to focus on. And I've always taken that approach to something to stay motivated with business. And then within business, it's how am I being fulfilled? And I worked for banks. I got to go to work every day. I got to wear a suit and I felt important, but I wasn't fulfilled. I was helping business owners, but not in the way that I really knew that I could in my full potential. Starting Antilles Digital Media and really working with clients and understanding their core beliefs, how they're helping their clients. Again, a lot of our clients that we have are in the substance abuse space. And being able to really connect with our clients, understand how they're helping other people, again, whether it's general medical or even if it's home service, right? How are my clients able to help others through our work? How are we able to be a really good tool in the tool belt for, a roofer, HVAC, a weight loss office, substance abuse facility? How is the work that we're able to do, my team's work, able to either bring them more patients to help their families, help individuals, loved ones going through substance abuse, help someone lose weight to get the confidence that they want back, helping a roofer that's able to, help a family that's in need and obviously put food on their table and understand like what their employees are doing and how we can really give back to the community. So we put a really big emphasis here at Antilles Digital Media on our clients, understanding what they're going through and working with them every day, just on a one-to-one, not, hey, let's have a meeting in a month and we'll just touch base. But it's every client that I have has my direct cell phone. When we have wins, we celebrate those wins together. And I think it really drives home the message that it's a partnership, right? We're not out there solving everything for them. We are giving them the opportunity, helping them elevate their business to reach more people. But our clients obviously have to be, boots on the ground, getting their feet dirty. So if we're doing that on the digital space for them to allow them more opportunities to help more people, and they're fulfilling that, I know that we're making the world a better place. And so for me, it just really comes full circle.
Oh, Lee, love that. Working out in the morning and then hands on all day, working with the clients, progressing the clients, figuring out their problems. And that is how you're progressing and finding your Kaizen. I mean, I do the same thing. I'm right with you. I tell a lot of my clients that I love sitting on these calls because I'm here to help. I'm here to progress. And it's a fun game to be able to be there and support these businesses and to give your knowledge and your basis back to them so that they can have the right foot forward. So I have
Yeah.
one last question for you. Bonus question. Have you ever heard of the book Atlas Shrugs?
Yeah. By Anne Rand.
Yes, yes, super big book, but the concept's amazing. For the listeners out there that don't know the concept of Atlas Shrugs, it's a book that breaks down the concept that us as business owners, you, Lee, myself, anybody else listening that owns a business, we put the world on our shoulders. We move the world forward every single day with our ability to start businesses and create companies and change the way that the overall surface of this world looks like by our efforts. And truly, we push society forward. The book Atlas Shrugs talks about what happens if we all gave up. What happens if every business owner, you, me, everyone across the board just says, I'm not doing it anymore. We shrug the business off. And today, every single business in the world comes to a halt. What would be the first business you would start tomorrow, Lee?
Oh man. Every business stops and I'm there. I
Infrastructure is
mean,
still there, right? There's still there's restaurants that are abandoned. There's home improvement companies that are abandoned. There's
yeah,
oil tanks that are, not being used. And, we've gotten every answer for this question from I'm starting a coffee shop because I gotta have my coffee to
yeah.
I'm going to go into humanitarian because, I've ran this business for so many years. I just want to give back to people all the way to the answer of I'm going to do what I'm doing right now. I love it. So I'm curious where you stand, especially for someone that kind of fell into this marketing space and then did it with a strive and success. You had a chance to do it all over. What kind of business would you start?
Well, if there are no businesses and everyone needs to start a business, I guess there needs to be someone that knows how to grow a business, which would be which should be us. I mean, to me, that works. Other than what are the necessities? Food, shelter, water. I'm not a big grocery guy, so I'll just go with a straight business consult, like learning how to grow, like listening, and I think that's the biggest thing that a lot of other. I don't like to use the term gurus because guru to me, it used to be someone that I was like, okay, this person's a guru, they understand. And then now in the digital space, it's a guru to me is almost like a false prophet, right? Someone that thinks they know, but has never actually done it. And there's so many people out there that pretend to know just to get a paycheck or pretend to do it. So when we come in and really show our value difference in what we're doing and really build that long-term value, that's why our churn rate is less than 5% year over year. Because I mean, we're building value. Some clients have done this, since the beginning. My initial 5 clients are still with us. They went through that with us, that growing pains with brand new businesses starting this with us, and to see again, I'm going to go back to the word fulfillment. Right, what makes me fulfilled? Being able to see business owners that literally help them figure out how to get a tax ID number and go through that process of what they do. A personal chef client of mine is a great friend of mine. My wife actually babysitted her kids growing up. That's how long we've known each other. and she wanted to get away from her 9 to 5 and do personal chef work, and helped her get her tax ID, helped her go through that process, built her website. And then now you can see her on the news every Friday here in Charlotte, where she's does segments where they bring her on to teach, meals for parents. Back to school was their last segment. She actually brought me on, and just seeing that progression and how happy she is, and just growing that, to me, when we talk about being fulfilled and what I would do all over again, I would still be working with business owners from day one and seeing those results and seeing how happy they are because of just the small work that we were able to put into them.
Lee Black from Antilles Digital Media. You can hear the empathy. You can hear the compassion he has for his clients. You can hear about the care that he has to be on top of these things and progressing from both organic SEO to strategy to development. Again, incredible offer that he's putting out there that he can increase your organic traffic in the next 60 days or your money back plus $1,000 cash in your pocket. Lee, if someone's hearing this and they want to connect with you, what's the easiest way for them to find you?
You can connect with us in multiple different ways. Email Lee at Antilles Digital Media. We'll make sure when everything goes out, there are links there. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. We're on all the platforms as well. Side note, obviously, we kind of hit on this earlier. With this being in the Charlotte area, we are actually running something right now. We are working with all businesses and business owners that have been impacted by Hurricane Helene. It doesn't matter if you're a client or not right now. If your business has been impacted at all and you're in the Appalachia area, North Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, if you reach out and work with me, our agency is working with you for free for 30 days to help you get set up to come back stronger. There's no cost. There's no hidden fees. I don't want a credit card. I don't want anything. Just help us reach out. Help us help you. And we know that's pretty big. We're actually going to be on the local news here in Charlotte in the next week, advertising that, helping people understand and just being a resource for people. So it kind of goes back to, again, the whole fulfilled part of what we do.
Lee, absolutely incredible. I mean, seriously, and giving back to the local community after a tough time like this, just again, it highlights your empathy, it highlights your care, it highlights your transparency of how much you really want to give back to these people. So thank you for your time. If anybody listening, if you finished the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. All of Lee's information is going to be in the description below. Make sure you check out their website, give him a like on social media, support the efforts that he's doing. And then if you need any assistance in growing your business, reach out to Lee at Antilles Digital Media and he'll support you and help you out. Lee, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate it, man. That's great.
Awesome.